Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today is December 19th, 2015. What I want to expose in this video further is how pro sports are rigged by numerology. Oftentimes there is theming in pro sports as well. Today there were two major professional sporting events. UFC 195, which was televised nationally on Fox, and also the New York Jets visiting the Dallas Cowboys in a rare Saturday NFL game. In both games, the Cowboy lost. And we'll talk about that and more. Both of the winners of today's games, the New York Jets and Dos Anjos, had numerology that was favorable for the date of the event, which we're about to get to. If you missed the fight, it was won in exactly 66 seconds. And what we're looking at right here, Truth Seeker, is the write-up that I put out earlier today. Show you the timestamp on this. 5:20 p.m. this was written. Before the fight, I did a decode on both fighters. I wanted to do it earlier in the week, but was running short on time. But I wanted to have it out before the fight happened. I began the decode with date numerology. The first thing I decoded was that the date had a numerology of 66. It also had a life lesson number of 39. When this happens with date numerology, I always find it interesting because Revelation in the Bible is the 66th book, and it is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Today's date had the 6639 coding. Rafael Dos Anjos, the winner of the fight, has name gematria of 39. Notice the date also has 21 numerology. The word Bible equals 21. 39 books in the Old Testament of the Bible. The 66th book is Revelation that's based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Cowboy Donald Cerrone is who was defeated. Rafael Dos Anjos of Brazil was the winner. The first ever UFC champion, Royce Gracie from Brazil, born in the year 66. We'll talk more about that. Dos Anjos, coming into the fight, had fought professionally 31 times. He's currently 31 years old. Today's December 19th. 12 plus 19 is 31. 31 is the 11th prime. When you sum the numbers 1 through 11, it totals 66. Interesting name gematria he has. His full name has gematria of 96, like the word Freemason. Last week in the video I did on the Conor McGregor fight, I talked about Freemasonry and its role in the rigging of sports. Often the people with the Freemason connections are those who are very elite in their sport. His birth numerology, being born October 26, 1984, having numerology of 139 and 58, both numbers that correspond with Freemasonry. If you're asking how can two different numbers equal Freemasonry, there's two main methods that we teach. The reduced method, also known as Pythagorean gematria. In this method, Freemasonry equals 58, and also simple English gematria, just using the alphabetic order, Freemasonry 139. Dos Anjos also has birth numerology of 31, a life number of 31. Again, 31 corresponding with the date numerology, the number of fights coming in, his age. As you can see, Donald Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone, he does not have any of the alignment in the way Dos Anjos does. That numerological alignment's what I look for. I saw that the numbers were lined up with Dos Anjos, not with Cerrone. Right away, things looked favorable for the man who turned out to win in 66 seconds. And if you're not aware, this was the second time they fought. The first time they ever fought was August 28th, 2013. Dos Anjos won that fight as well. That came on a date with 69 numerology. His name equals 69. We saw that earlier. Also came on a date with 49 numerology. The word revelation equals 49. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. In this regard, a connection from the first fight to today's fight. This coming year of the NFL, the 49ers will be hosting Super Bowl 50. We'll talk about the significance of that in a moment. The 49ers have been in the NFL since 1949, 66 years ago. The first ever UFC 1 champion was Royce Gracie, born in the year 66 from Brazil, like tonight's winner. Royce Gracie having a life lesson number of 46. Today's date had 46 numerology. Not only was Royce born in 66, the name Royce has gematria of 66. Sometimes it could be a coincidence, sometimes not. Also notice that Royce Gracie's birthday has 109 numerology. His name had 109 gematria. Conor McGregor just won UFC 194 on Royce Gracie's birthday, December 12th. Royce Gracie turning 49 years old, the number of revelation. We're talking about all this revelation coding. Notice that Conor McGregor, his birth numerology also has the number of 109 connected to Royce Gracie. He won UFC 194 151 days after his birthday, having name gematria of 151 the big way, 79 the small way, like mixed martial arts. He won in round 1 in 13 seconds, corresponding with his name, this very special number, 113. Scottish name, McGregor, Scottish Rite Freemasonry, in control of pro sports. Freemason 96, Conor McGregor having a number of 96 connections, just like tonight's winner, Dos Anjos, the Freemason connection. What's interesting to note is McGregor, who won in 13 seconds over Jose having name gematria of 13. He's joining the cover of UFC 2 with Ronda Rousey, who lost in her 13th professional match. She was 12-0. In numerology, 12 represents complete. She lost in her 13th fight. Now they're both on the cover. The guy who wins in 13 seconds and the woman who lost her 13th fight. A lot of sports marketing significance. Ronda Rousey is repped by Reebok. Lots of Reebok on the ring when she fights. Perfect match in gematria, 56-56. Ronda Rousey herself also happens to have birth numerology of 109. That number that connects to Conor as well as Royce Gracie. The opponent she defeated in 34 seconds had name gematria of 109. This number seems to be important in the sport, which I need to do more research on. But there's Ronda and her Reebok. Okay, so Cowboys Cerrone went down in the UFC. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys went down to the New York Jets. And just as the numbers were in favor of Dos Anjos, they were in favor of the New York Jets today as well. We've also been talking a lot about revelation. Notice how the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, were 4-9 coming into the game at Dallas. Dallas equals 49, just like revelation. In history, exactly 16 years ago, there was a game in Dallas where the New York Jets won. The only time the New York Jets ever won in Dallas was on December 19th, 1999, 16 years ago. They won that day 22-21, a sum of 43 points. Look at the numerology of the date. Numerology of 43 matching the score. And I wrote this article before today's game. I wrote this afternoon, several hours before the game began. I was just going through the history. Right away, what stood out to me was that this was the 11th time they were playing. Remember, when you add 1 through 11, it sums to 66. And today's date has 66 numerology, the date of the 66-second fight. New York's the 11th state. New York, the 11th state. You sum 1 through 11, it sums to 66. New York in gematria has a lot of 39 connections. Today had a life lesson number of 39. Let me show you the significance of 39 in New York. New York equals 39. It's known as the Empire State. Empire has 39. The first governor of New York was George Clinton, who had the same birthday as the state. The birthday is July 26, 1788. This is a date with numerology of 39. And 39, a very important number in the nation's history. 39 signers on the Declaration. James Madison made proposals, 39 of them, that became the Bill of Rights on a date with 39 numerology. Should be noted that there was also a mall shooting in Madison, Wisconsin today that ended at 3:45. Remember, Madison equals 39. 3:45 on a clock is when the hands are on the 3 and 9. Sports by the numbers, shooting by the numbers, because the Zionist Jews who go by the 39 books code it all and run the show. In Revelation, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. In this world, that's the Zionist Jews. And you don't have to be a Christian to believe it. You just have to know what's written and open your eyes and see what's going on in this world. There's a reason all of this stuff is coded by the same numbers again and again, and I'm able to reveal what I reveal. Look at this, Truth Seeker. The last time the Cowboys and Jets played was on the 10-year anniversary of September 11th. Final score 27-24 in New York. Jets win. 27 plus 24 equals 51. That was on a date with 51 numerology. See this pattern, Truth Seeker? It's like this in all of pro sports. Here's another good one. On the 44-year anniversary of the assassination of JFK, November 22nd, 2007, 44 is a significant number. The word kill equals 44. JFK was the 44th term president. Look at this. 34-3. The Jets lose in Texas. This is interesting because it was the 9th game between these teams. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number. The winning team had 34. Also, the word murder has a gematria of 34. This was the anniversary of the murder of JFK. Some very interesting synchronicities there. As for 66 in the NFL, the first Super Bowl was at the end of the 66 season. NFL and Jewish gematria equals 66. We're in the year of Super Bowl 50, Truth Seeker. You should see this. We're in the year of Super Bowl 50. 50 has a gematria of 66. The 49ers are hosting this year, who joined the NFL in 1949, 66 years ago. Numbers of significance. And with regards to tonight's score, look at this. The Jets won 19-16, 16 years after the teams last met on December 19th. I don't think this is any coincidence. And with regards to that anniversary game on the 44-year anniversary of the assassination of JFK, the next president to die in office will be the 9th. Look at this shot from Thanksgiving Day. Tony Romo on his back, number 9, with 44 seconds left. Think about how Obama's the 44th president. There was the recent story of Clock Boy from Dallas. The kid who built the clock that looked like a bomb being invited to the White House. I'm telling you, Truth Seeker, all these sports scores, these news stories, they're all rigged riddles from the gang of Zionists who rule over us, who govern over us, and tease us on the daily. In today's Cowboys game, Moore, the young QB, got a shot. Moore has name gematria of 66. He came in on the date with 66 numerology. Also, what I noticed is his birthday gives him birth numerology of 46. Today's date also had a 46 numerology connection. This might be a good sign for Dallas. You know, they've had a lot of heartbreakers in recent years. Maybe this will be the guy to turn it around, Kellen Moore. Time will tell. But I'm pretty sure he came in today by the numbers. All right, Truth Seeker. Hope you're getting it. Sports are definitely rigged. I don't know how anybody can argue with me. I know they will, but really, the facts are on my side. Until next time. Encore. Notice the New York quarterback also had 39 attempts on the game. And one more thing. Let's close out with the 66 seconds.
The champion, ladies and gentlemen, Rafael dos Anjos. Took only 66 seconds for him to defend his title. I don't think you would have thought that that was going to be the way it finished.
Not unless you know these numbers.